Welcome to the new segment of the grade 9th. We are discussing history chapter, fourth chapter, that is social and colonialism. So in this colonial century, the people who were the lives of people affected. So the forestry, the scientific forestry, it was affected for the local people. That forest act which was implemented, and villages across the country, the after the act, the everyone every day the practices of cutting wood of their cutting wood for the housing and grazing their cattles, collecting fruits and roots, hunting and fishing became legal, and people were now forced to steal a wood from the forest, because the strictness has made the people of conversation of a steal of wood from the forest. And if they are the caught by doing this, they are mercy of the forest guards, who would take bribes for them. And women who collected the fuel wood were especially, they are worried about such a women's. And it was common also for the police constables and forest guards, who are the people the damaging free food from them. They are the demanding for the by the people, that is especially the police and forest guards, to they are the demanding for the provide the food from the villages. The another one subtopic of this chapter is, let me understand, how did forest rules affect cultivation. Whatever the rules and regulations are the made, not only this forest, the others also, it will affect for the daily life of a people. So how it was affected on a cultivation? So one is a major impact of European, the colonial things, that is they are the practiced the shifting cultivation or Sweden agriculture. You are know already about the shifting cultivation. So this is a traditional agriculture practiced by the many parts of the Asia, Africa and South America. It has local names which we know, that which we already know about, that shifting cultivation. It was called with the different names. Lading in Southeast Asia, milpa it is known as in Central America, chitmemi or tavia in Africa, and in China, in Sri Lanka. So in India also it is having a different names, that is a Kumari and Kandad, Podu, Juma, Noved, Buver, Panda, Diyal. So these are the different names of a shifting cultivation or the Sweden agriculture. So shifting cultivation, it is practiced in the even in a forest, especially in a forest, they are the practicing a shifting cultivation. It is known as lash and ash also. What are these things? What is there in a shifting cultivation? The shifting cultivation, it is a part of the forest when they will cut a huge trees which we are in a one particular area, and they will burn that remaining part of the trees. It is a rotation, and seeds are sown in the ashes where they are burnt, especially in the first monsoon rain, and the crop in a harvested by in a October and November. In such a plots, the cultivation in the after the finishing of the cultivation, the up to 2 to 3 years, they will continue that place for the cultivation. The when they will move from to the other part of the forest, the again the cutting and burning and sowing the seed harvesting part, it will be start again. So it is just like a rotation, the one place to another place they will go on a shift for these forest people. Usually we can see that in a nomadic culture, in a post-rites which they are there, they will practice these shifting cultivation. So which they are the leaving, which they are the left part of the forest after the 12 to 18 years, the again forest will be grow back in that particular place. So the mixture crops they will grow in that plots, and in especially in a central India and Africa, they will grow that millets in Brazil, Monaco. They will grow in these areas. In some part of the Latin America, maize and beans, they are the growing. So you can check it out all these points in your NCERT textbook. Thank you.